Boomerbabeslife, global community for women over 50. I'm Jaynie Morris-Riggs, founder and creator of Fun, and your host today for another episode of our fabulous series, Sheroes Unlimited. Now, for those of you who haven't seen us before, let me give you a little bit of an insight. Sheroes Unlimited is where we interview amazing women, just like you and me, over 50, ordinary women living extraordinary lives. Everybody has a story to tell, and our Sheroes are no exceptions. Now, I've invited a very special guest today. Her name is Antoinette Hunter, and just like us, she does have a story. She has a couple of little things in her story about reinventing yourself as you go through your life. And that intrigued me when I really started to get to know Antoinette. So I thought I'd invite her to join us today. So Antoinette, welcome to Sheroes Unlimited.
Thank you, Jaynie. That was a big introduction.
Well, look, it's great to have you here. Now, you are an official Boomer Babe.
I am.
Excellent, excellent. Mm-hmm. And so let's start from the beginning, if we can.
Yeah.
And I've put a few Sheroes in the past on the spot on this one where I've said, okay, you were born, and then what happened?
Yeah.
I won't do that. I won't do that to you. But where did you grow up, Antoinette?
Well, I had a little bit of a travel through my life. I was born in New Zealand. I grew up in Sydney, so I went to school in Sydney. Came out to Australia when I was about 3. Mm-hmm. And so Sydney's been my hometown. I've moved to Adelaide twice, so this is my second time.
Oh, okay.
I loved it so much I came back. So yeah, I lived in Melbourne for a little while. I opened up stores around Australia, so I had a home in Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide for a while.
So when you first left Sydney, so you arrived in Sydney when you were 3,
yeah.
And then how old were you when you moved to Adelaide?
I was about 16 the first time.
Right, right. So were you still at school, or had you started work then, or what were you doing?
I had decided to leave school. I was supposed to go to college, and much to my father's dismay, I went, nope, I want to go into the big wide world of work. I want to earn money and run businesses.
You knew it all.
I knew it all.
Why stay at school?
So that's what I did, and I ended up in fashion, and within 2 weeks I was second in charge. Within a month I was running a shop. And that was at the age of 16. I thought, maybe this is where I'm supposed to be.
Wow, okay.
So I thought, okay, I'm on the right path, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So that was in Sydney. So then we moved to Adelaide. Well, my father and my siblings all moved to Adelaide. I was going to stay in Sydney and further my career, and I thought, no, let's just see what's happening in Adelaide first. Mm-hmm. So I came down here and the same thing, ended up straight back in fashion and running stores and opening up stores, and started my first business at the age of 18, and got my first house at the age of 19.
Wow. In Adelaide?
In Adelaide.
Wow.
Yeah, renovated my first house at 19
as well.
Yes.
Wow.
I've been a busy bee.
So you packed a whole lifetime in a couple of years.
I did.
Okay, I get that. That's exciting.
I'm still thinking about it.
That's exciting. So where in what you were doing, especially in your formative years, where did the passion of photography come into play?
Well, that is something that, photography's always been in my life.
Right.
My grandfather was a professional photographer.
Right.
My dad has always owned a camera of some sort, a Pentax or a Nikon or something. He's always running around doing family photographs and things like that. And it wasn't until I moved back to Adelaide the second time. So from Adelaide, I went back to Sydney to further my career in fashion. Mm-hmm. And then when I moved back to Adelaide, I fell into these photographic studios that required some help from me. And I thought, okay, I can do this. And I was there for quite some time. So I thought, whilst I'm here, I might as well be a photographer as well. So I was setting up the business and running the business and developing the business, and won an award for winning photographer of the year.
I was just going to say that I did hear on the grapevine that
sideline.
you are an award winner as far as photography is concerned as well.
Yes, yes.
Have you ever been professionally trained in photography, or was it something that just naturally came along because you had that passion?
It's a natural in me.
Yes.
I am a creative.
Yes, you are.
On my mother's side, she's an artist. So I get the artistic side from my mum, and I get the analytical side from my dad.
Great combination to have.
It's a great combination.
When running a business.
Yeah. It's come in very handy. And I think training to be a photographer was all hands-on training whilst I was running the studios, because I'm a very hands-on person in whatever business that I do. So, well, I figured if I'm going to be expecting my photographers to produce this, that and the other, and I'm expecting them to know and do this, that and the other, I better learn how to be a professional photographer so that they can then turn around and go, yeah, she does know what she's talking about. So I took it up, and I was doing weddings on the weekends as well as doing the studios during the day.
Now, it's quite clear, and it comes across beautifully, that you are a people person.
Definitely.
Yeah,
yes.
you're definitely a people person.
Yeah.
So that, I would assume, comes into being a great advantage when you are running a business, small business, when you are working with teams and so on and so forth. Which brings me to the constant reinvention that you create for yourself, Antoinette, throughout your life. You've brought that all into play pretty much into your latest venture, haven't you? Retail Boot Camp.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Retail boot camp, so this is all about training and developing people, which is something that has been part of my life since I've entered work. Into the workforce. So, it's about helping people be the very best that they can be. So, I guess talking about reinvention, I opened up my last store in 2013, and I thought, okay, where am I going from here? Because that's a lot of energy, and how can I then also give or help more people, rather than just the people in front of me, which is fantastic, which is what I've done all my life.
Yes.
So then I went to train to be a professional, nationally acclaimed trainer. And so Retail Boot Camp is born from all of that and being able to give people the opportunity to be the very best that they can be. So a lot of my friends have been reinventing themselves, a lot of people reinventing themselves, people coming into the workforce going, what am I going to do? So I help people with regards to, what their skills are and possibly what their knowledge is, and then help them build from there. Only because I've done it a few times myself. So, but I find it enjoyable, but you must have a plan. Always got to have a plan.
Yes, and I think that we're all guilty of embarking on things in our lives where we go, yes, and moving forward, and then we go, oops, sort of missed that slight technicality, which is the plan.
Yes, and so with my plan with Retail Boot Camp, I mean, okay, so if I'm going to do that, where am I going to take this? And we've just launched online.
Yeah, guys.
So we've just launched our training online. So all the training that I have been delivering to businesses over the years, it's all tried and tested, and through many of the businesses that have gone, oh, I've got casual girls that can't turn up, or there's the RDO that can't come into training, somebody's on holidays. How can they benefit from this training as well? Can you do something online? So thank you to those people for encouraging me. So not only am I delivering face-to-face, but I'm also delivering online, and you can do this training anywhere, anytime.
It's so exciting. Your whole life has been one step after the other, which is one of your favourite mottos of life, isn't it? Like one step after, the next step takes you to the next step, which I think is so inspiring as well. It's one of the things I find very inspiring about you as well.
Thank you.
Also, for all of our members of Boomerbabeslife, it's hand in glove. Antoinette, if you had an 8-year-old Antoinette in front of you right now, what would you say to her?
Be true to yourself. Follow your dreams, and don't deviate.
And you've done exactly that.
Definitely in my professional life, when an opportunity comes up and it feels right, I grab it, because I've always known that is going to be the building block of who I'm going to be evolving as. you know.
And it's great advice for not just myself talking to you today, but also for all of our members at Boomerbabeslife. Antoinette, we've really loved having you as a very special guest on Sheroes Unlimited. And I know that everybody can keep following. We'll put up all of the links. They'll find out where Retail Boot Camp is.
Fantastic.
But it's been great having you here sharing your story. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Jaynie.
Really appreciate you coming in with us for Sheroes Unlimited. I hope that you've enjoyed listening a little bit of an insight into Antoinette Hunter's story, her life story as well, here on Sheroes Unlimited. Remember, you can go to boomerbabeslife.com. Check out Sheroes Unlimited. The podcast and the video links are all there. And if you'd like to become a member, the membership, all the details are there as well. So thank you for joining us for another Sheroes Unlimited episode, and we look forward to seeing you at the next one. Have a beautiful day. Thanks so much, Antoinette.
Thanks,
really
Jaynie.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.